with Lindor? Do you talk to him at all about what's going on now? Do you, I guess alter how you look at him or deal with him based on how this ends up playing out in the next couple of days? What is your thought process on how you deal with and communicate with the player depending on what happens?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we're all aware of news, coming out, and the communication between Francisco and our front office, and everything that's come out publicly. But that's just as far as I get from knowing what's going on. Nothing past that. My conversations with Francisco, they've all been team related. Things about him, things about the team, things about what we're going to implement starting on Thursday, but nothing outside of that. So it really hasn't changed the approach that I've had since the beginning, since I got to know him, and now where we are at the point of the relationship manager player, and that's basically how it is. That's we just, I think with his professionalism and my professionalism, we're really locked in what we need to do. The task here is to win, and everyone agrees on the team that that's what we want and that's what he wants. So I think that's where the focus is, nothing outside of that.
Thanks.
Luis, your next question comes from Anthony DeComo.
Hey, Luis. Have you decided on your rotation order after Stroman?
Oh, yes. Glad you asked that. So we're going to go after deGrom, Stroman, like I said, and then we're going to have David Peterson on Sunday. Taijuan Walker is gonna pitch Monday, and then we can say TBA the Tuesday. We might come back, Jake. TBA will be Wednesday. Whether we're gonna have maybe Lucchesi or opener, something like that. So that's still in consideration what we're gonna do that day. But that's what we have planned out right now.
You're definitely going back to Jake for Game 5 then.
That's what we're thinking for the 5th day. Yes, that's what we're thinking right now.
And also, just regarding the roster, you're definitely going 13 pitchers, 13 hitters. You're taking that 5-man bench.
Yeah, that's what we're finalizing. I know, it's not officially, hasn't come out, but that's the group that we flew in with from Florida to Washington last night. So we have the 13 and 13. And I don't know if you guys are aware of the taxi, but we're carrying Trevor Hildenberger, Tarpley, Caleb Joseph, Jose Peraza, and Malek Smith. Those are our 5 taxi, along with the 26-man, 13 pitchers, and 13 position players.
Got it. Thank you.
Your next question comes from Mike Puma.
Louis, do you get concerned at all if something doesn't get done with Lindor, how it could kind of affect him mentally going into the season?
Not really. Like, for all that I've heard, outside of the playing field, like, news and stuff, like I haven't seen any change with him on the field. So that I really have zero concerns with the way he carries himself on a daily basis. Like he's pretty solid. He's consistent with his demeanor. And like I used the word professional earlier. Like he describes, that's one of his characteristics, with everything else. I mean, talented player, but he's very professional on and off the field. And he shows up every day just to make himself better and then make everyone better around him. So there's no concern from me or any of the coaching staff, I think, right now.
And do you sense this is something guys are thinking about a little bit, just to, kind of what happens here in the next day or two with him?
I really haven't heard no conversations brewing about it. The guys they're just excited that the season is going to start day after tomorrow. I had some guys tell me yesterday that the spring training was long. It was fun for me, I thought. I mean, we had a few days off in there, which is not typical for spring training. And, all I want to say is that we're happy. We're really excited that we're starting on Thursday. We're going to get to play our first game. So that's the focus. That's the main focus right now. So we know that's going on because of, it's always in the news. I think every time you turn on your phone, they're talking about that, but I don't think anyone's talking about it here as we're getting ready to have our first workout, for looking into the season for the first game on Thursday.
Thanks.
Next question comes from Justin Toscano.
Hey, Louis, there are a lot of people that predicted you guys to win the division. How do you view kind of like that newfound respect that you guys are getting this year?
Well, I think that's we can feel pretty good about that people are noticing the personnel that we have, and I think it's credit to our front office, credit to the energy brought by our new owner and Sandy Alderson, and then and the rest of our leadership group, and the acquisition we made in the offseason, and I want to say to improve our roster. I think some of those put us in those projections, right? But we can feel good about that, but that's not all. I mean, we got a lot to do. So we've been aware, every day that we got to work and we got to get better in some areas. And I think we've accomplished a lot leaving the camp in Florida, but we still have so much to do. We got to take that winning approach every day, that winning mentality every day into our practice, into our meetings, into our, into the game. So there's just so much to do. We know we're in a very, very competitive division, and we know that we got to bring our A game every day, so there's nothing more being expected than that it's going to be a great task. It's going to be a grind every day as we're facing some tough teams for the majority of the part of the season.
And with spring training being a bit shorter this year, do you think it felt longer just because it's been so long since you guys have played that full normal season before all the weird times started?
For me, it didn't feel that long. That's why I was smiling a little bit before when I was telling that some players told me that it was long. Maybe just because of the days off. I think they came handy. They helped for the guys, to build them up and some things, and maybe prevent some unfortunate injuries that happen at time too. So, but it felt just right. There's like I said, I don't think we're always working. We're always looking for something to do and always looking for some area to get better at. And if you always want another day or this, work on these things, you always have ideas. But we're also excited that we're here. We're gonna play ball, and I think that's where the guys are coming from. That they just wanted to get into the season. They're ready to go and compete against our division and against the other teams that we're going to face as well.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from Bruce Beck.
Hey, Louis, how would you describe the quality of the team that you're taking into this 162 game journey?
Oh, it's I think right now we feel like a complete team. I think we have speed, power, starters that can give you that that can give you the length that you need. Even though we talked about the opener strategy, we have the long reliever roles there that in our bullpen, and we have multiple guys in our bullpen too that can be used as closers in different innings and different parts of the game. So you definitely feel that you have a complete team. That's what I feel right now that we have, even though we're missing a couple of guys that are going to catch up on the road and are going to make us even better. So that's how we feel. That's where the quality of our talent is right now. I think I'm going to say this again, we even though with the talent, we prepare really well in camp. So we feel pretty good about where we are at this point. We feel pretty good about Thursday coming in and competing at our best.
Louis, I never met a manager or coach who didn't want one more preseason game, one more practice, one more drill. With Thursday just around the corner, how do you feel about it?
Well, good. I feel, we feel ready. It's just, the game of baseball, like one single game is not long for me. I can watch a baseball game forever. I love when we're doing drills, especially with this group. They were outstanding in the drills. They simulated game speed at, probably the best I've seen in my young coaching career. So that's where I'm coming from with, yeah, why not? Like I didn't feel long for me. Like, the more I see these guys preparing and practicing and getting together and talking the game, I think the more excited, I get about the season. But now being here and, going into it on Thursday, it's definitely a lot more exciting, but it's never too long for me. I'm leaving every single moment of it, expanding it with this group, with a group of coaches, with the front office. We have a special group going on right now.
Thank you, Louis. Good luck.
Thank you.
Luis, your next question is from Dave Lennon.
Hey, Luis. Just kind of what Mike said, just with kind of the mental thing with Francisco of having to deal, if the contract is unresolved going into the year. Do you wonder, I mean, knowing how New York is, I mean, do you think there would be some kind of mixed reaction now that there's going to be fans in the building? Or do you think that's not something that will be, directed towards him?
Well, I don't know. I got to talk about, because for me, it just comes from knowing Francisco, getting to know him now, because it's been 2 months now since we've been talking, interacting, doing everything. And this guy's been solid. And I mean, I know all this is happening, is going on. We're pretty much aware that they're, negotiating, but Francisco's, I mean, I was just with him before coming here. We had one of our advanced meetings, and he's there just with the same smile and the same way that he is every day. And this guy is solid. So, just referring off of that, like I don't think there will be any problem from his side, but like on the other side, I think the fans are going to appreciate like this guy going about it, how the way he goes about the game every day. I mean, this guy is here to win, and he cannot express that enough. He brings the word win every day into the room and into whatever meeting we have on the field. And that's what it's all about. I mean, he's here to help the team win. And, I think that was the theme of camp as we were preparing to get to this point. So I don't think anything's going to change. I think the fans are going to be supporting that. So, we just feel pretty good that we're going to have this first workout here in the National Park today, and we're going to get to explore the whole park as a group for the first time, after getting out of camp, and then probably having more thoughts, more ideas, more things build up, because that's what I've seen with his inclusion since he put the uniform on. So I don't know. That's why I started with the expression that I don't know, just because the only thing that I could say is coming from his personality. He's been solid, so, and then we appreciate it every day. I mean, there's nothing outside of that.
And just one other part of that, Louis, I mean, he's only been a Met for a relatively short time, but the way he's embraced it, it feels like he's been here for like 5 years already. Do you feel like that too? I mean, he's really embraced the team, it seems like, and the way he's performed.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. His relationship with the guys, when it comes in the room, he lights it up. Everyone just like gets, it's in there with him talking about different topics, whatever the topic is. You name it, and it's always he's a guy that caused that effect on people. You want to talk. You want to ask him something. You want to hear his take on what do you think about this? Just different situations of the game, of a team in season, of a player in particular that went through a situation like this guy is 27 years old, and he's had a lot of experience already. Been in the World Series, played WBC. He's played with in a lot of big games in the recent years, and there's just a lot of things that he brings to the table, and that makes him, and his personality, of course, that makes him the person that he is. So I want to call it like attractive to everyone, where you're gonna go and approach him and talk to him. So yeah, he feels like he's been here for a longer period of time.
Thanks, Luis.
Your next question comes from Tina Cervasio.
Hi, Luis. We have all come to see the greatness of Jacob deGrom, obviously, over the last couple of years. But as he takes the mound for another opening day as a starter, what do you expect from him this season?
I mean, we expect probably I expect the best version of him. I mean, because that's what he's always after. This is a guy that we said before that he competes against himself. He just wants to get better. He wants to get better, and that's what he does. So that's what we expect to see out there. It's just the best version of himself, and that's what we saw in spring training with the stuff. But not only throwing the ball to the plate, but also as a pitcher, there's some things in there that he's worked on as well to translate it into the regular season, like controlling the running game better and different things like that. So he's very excited. His experience, I think, having success in this game, winning the Cy Young awards and things like that, have given him the best confidence you can give to a pitcher. But I think he knows that there's stuff missing and like winning a World Series, and he's craving for that along with the rest of the guys. So, we expect that best version of him, but we've seen also some other things that he's also adopted, in camp, and some conversations that I heard, with him and guys like Lindor and other guys, about winning a championship, winning a World Series, which is great to hear.
And Luis, for you personally, last year, your first spring training was cut short, and then you had the odd summer camp. You've had a relatively normal full spring training. I mean, how do you feel now going into this full season after a full spring training yourself?
I'm very excited. So very, very excited. So I have this calm demeanor. I don't show it right now, like talking to you guys probably, but I'm very much excited, and we talk about it, and we talked about it in the, from when camp ended yesterday, and we all I want to say we were saying congratulations to each other just because of a good camp. We had a really good camp thanks to Dave Giles and Brian Schneider and different people that put together the schedules and different things like that for camp to go smooth, and with measuring with the protocols in play and everything. But we've all been talking about how excited we are to get going and get into the competition on Thursday. So for me, I can't wait for the day after tomorrow to come and be in the season, knowing that it's going to be a normal 162 game schedule, and there's just a lot of different things that compared to last year's season that are going to be in play now. So I'm very excited. I can't wait for Thursday to come. I can't wait to start just things going and have all those emotions flowing along with the rest of the guys.
Luis, thank you so much. Good luck.
Your next question comes from Andy Martino.
Hey, Louis, my question was sort of similar to Tina's about you. Going into your second season, do you feel any different in terms of your confidence level, whether it's just between the line stuff or in-game stuff, or dealing with the guys from that position as manager, or just aside from the fact that last year started in July, how is it different for you going into year two?
It is, yeah, there's a lot of difference, Andy. Like you said, last year, with all the challenging things that everyone lived in the world, it was just hard. Just a lot of things that were new that we had to learn, that we had to make the adjustment. We got it done. We learned from it. We grew, but right now it's definitely more. I want to say more exciting. We feel more relaxed, and yeah, I think you could say the confidence level is higher just because we've learned now, and we're educated, even though we're still learning some things. But I have a great group of guys here that it's also helping me every day, just to become a better coach, a better manager, a better man. And I think we're helping each other out. We're picking each other up here. We have people that brought up some ideas from the teams that they play with last year in their own experience, And some of those we've actually used it to bring it to our own. And now having the 162 and some of the things that in the horizon that we're looking at that, things might get, close to normality maybe at some point. That even raises even more the confidence level. So having the fans back like this, all those things, and so, yeah, it's, I feel that I've grown a lot, and, I'm looking forward to doing more and more in this game. So, just exciting for me, to go through it, as I went through. It was tough as it was last year, but to be here now, ready to go, it's even more exciting.
Did you ever have a time when you had to feel like you were making an adjustment from being a well-liked coach to having to be an authority figure and presenting yourself more, maybe a more challenging way to players? And have you kind of gotten over that hump where you're more used to that, being in that leadership?
Yeah, and I've always felt comfortable, having, I don't know, tough conversations, if you want to call it, or because we want to be open. There's that's my approach, and I know the guys talk about the communication here, the communication skills or whatever, but that's it. I think it's simple. Some people are not always going to hear what they want to hear, but it's the truth. It's a fact. It's what's going on, and you got to be that way, because that's the only way I think people are going to function right. Knowing what's happening around them. So it's easy. I feel that's easy for me. I feel that the relationship here with everyone, the relationship that we have built, gives me that confidence where I can definitely, do my part as a manager, where I can communicate some of the decisions that are gonna be put in play. So I try to do it as early as I can, so they have more room to prepare mentally and physically. So for me, it really hasn't been a problem since last year, even though I learned some new things and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with that.
Nice.
Your next question comes from Tim Britt.
Hey, Louis, at the start of spring, you laid out a couple priorities for what you wanted to get done in terms of defense, holding runners, base running. How do you feel your team was able to accomplish those things over the 6 weeks down there?
Yeah, I feel we did, Tim. Yeah, I thought our defense was a lot better. We had a really bad game one day, and I think we really turned around after that. And before that, we had really good defensive games as well. So I think the work put on a daily basis by the three of our three defensive coaches, if I want to call it that, Tony Tarasco, Gary DiSarcina, and Brian Schneider with the catching, it's paying off. I don't think that work is done. It's like finished yet. We've gotten better. I think that they're going to keep working throughout the season. Now it just changes a little bit because the guys are playing every day. So now we just got to monitor the workload, but we're going to keep working to get, keep the guys, at the best we can keep them, to keep competing at their best. So, but we accomplished a lot. Our base running, which is one of our targets for me, it was a lot better in camp than modeling to last year. Defense was better. And I throw a third topic, like I think I answered similarly the other day, is controlling the running game. We were really good. That's something that we haven't been really good at in the last couple of years. And I think we've made it a point of interest for everybody, not just the pitchers and the catchers, but also the infielders to be proactive holding runners. And I think they did a good job. Francisco was right in the middle of that. He's always in there messing with the runners, getting coaches to yell back with the pitcher throwing the ball to home and things like that. So we've accomplished a lot in camp. So, very much pleased with the goals that we had and what we accomplished, leaving camp.
How do you maintain an emphasis on those things during a regular season? How much harder is it to keep guys invested?
Just talking, keep, something happens in a game, bring it up. And because it's just, I know, sometimes it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I really don't care. If it's something that we need, in order to get better, I'll just repeat it. And I think the guys know where I'm coming from. But if it's something that we need to stress because we need to get better, and we know that we can be better, we know as a team, I bring it up again. And we detail it, we break it down. We have a great coaching staff here. I can't say that enough. And anytime something like that is brought up that probably wasn't the way we wanted, they go after it, and they've done a great job. I mean, I can't be more proud for our coaches and the players, the way they take in the coaching as well. So that's what we do. That's the approach we take. We just bring it up really, really quick, immediately.
Thank you.
Luis, your next question comes from Disha Thozar. Disha, we can't hear you. Sorry, Disha. Luis, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thanks, Zach.
Members of the media, please remain in the room for future Mets guests. Thank you.